Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. After providing nearly 9 years of service to the City of Greensboro, with the past 3 as city manager, David Parrish is resigning effective June 30th. During his tenure with Greensboro, Parrish led efforts to improve infrastructure, including water resources, roads, and city-owned buildings. He also hurdled several major obstacles, such as the tornado that impacted East Greensboro in 2018, and most recently, the COVID-19 pandemic. Parrish recently hired both the police and fire chiefs. Parrish is appreciative of the support from staff, residents, and the City Council. He is excited to pursue another opportunity which will enable him to continue serving the community, but in a different capacity. Parrish said, "Serving as the city manager in my hometown of Greensboro, North Carolina, has been the highest honor of my professional career. This organization is strong, we have the right people in the right places, and we are moving in the right direction. I am excited about the opportunities that lie before this city." Mayor Nancy Vaughn said Mr. Parrish accomplished a number of impressive projects during his tenure with the city. Under his leadership, the city has increased its affordable housing stock, improved our water infrastructure system, and provided much-needed leadership with economic development initiatives. Additionally, at this most critical time, David helped the city become a model for equity and inclusion efforts. His exceptional leadership will be missed, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Parrish manages the day-to-day operations of 3,200 employees, alongside 4 assistant city managers and more than 20 department directors. A national search will get underway within the coming weeks. The City Council will hire Parrish's replacement. The Greensboro Department of Transportation, or GDOT, plans to redesign and widen Gate City Boulevard from Willow Road to Florida Street, adding sidewalks, bike lanes, and decorative crosswalks. Residents are invited to share input and ask questions about the project on Tuesday, May 25th. The public input session will take place at the Barber Park Event Center, located at 1502 Barber Park Drive. Appointments are recommended. RSVP online for an appointment between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. or drop by anytime from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This in-person opportunity will adhere to COVID-19 guidelines. Attendees must wear a face covering and social distancing will be practiced. For more information, contact GDOT Engineering Supervisor Denise Conway at 336-373-4501. One City, One Book programming begins this fall, and now is the time for Greensboro readers to cast their vote and select a title for the community read. The Executive Committee has narrowed the options to 3 books: My Vanishing Country by Bakari Sellers, There by Tommy Orange, and What Unites Us by Dan Rather. My Vanishing Country is a memoir by CNN political analyst Bakari Sellers. The author grew up in Denmark, South Carolina, majority African-American town of 3,500, which is emblematic of the rural, working-class black life. The book charts Sellers' extraordinary journey that led him from being the youngest person to serve in the South Carolina legislature to his current role with CNN. There is a Pulitzer Prize finalist by Native American author Tommy Orange. This debut novel follows 12 characters from Native communities as they all travel to the Big Oakland Powwow. With a common history, these voices share the plight of the urban Native American with unflinching focus. Veteran television news anchor Dan Rather shares essays on what it means to be an American in his book, What Unites Us. Readers are reminded of the founding principles of our nation, the freedoms that define us, the institutions that sustain us, and the audacity of the American spirit. Greensboro readers can cast their vote via SurveyMonkey. Paper ballots are available at all library locations for those who do not have internet access. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
situation. It can create a great deal of anxiety and stress. Anxiety and stress to a limited degree can actually be very helpful. However, taken to a significant degree, stress can create problems for us both physically as well as emotionally. So when trying to manage your stress, there are a number of strategies you can utilize. It is important to really not focus solely on those things we cannot control. In fact, what you should do is have some discussions and think about and even list those things we do have control of. Make it something that you can do together as a family. And it's simple as what you're deciding to watch on television, the things that you do during the day, what you're having for dinner. Those may seem like small things that we all don't even think about during the day, but when you're in a time like this when so much of life feels out of control, those things can feel very comforting. Do not overload on information. It is in fact important to understand the facts and keep up to date on to what is going on. However, you don't want to overload by watching television 24/7, staying with the newspaper all day long. You need to take a break from that information. Think about the things in your life that you've used in the past that have helped you stay calm. Listening to music or playing a musical instrument or reading, talking with family members. These are all the same kinds of things that will help you during this challenging time. Think about creating new routines, whether it's games or watching certain television shows. Try some creative artistic kinds of things that would be fun and unique. Try to incorporate your children into helping you come up with suggestions of things that would be fun to do. It's really important to understand that, again, stress and anxiety is normal. Do not try to just push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. If we try to deny it and push it down, it sometimes can create really cumbersome feelings, and it becomes more difficult to hold it back than it is just to let it out. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to acknowledge it, and that in fact will help you work through it. Look at each day as a unique day. We take it one day at a time. Be very present in that day and make it the best possible day it can be. And tomorrow, creativity takes over, you make an entirely new day. But day by day, you will get through this, and that's the best way you can manage some of the stress and the anxiety that comes along with this.
Electric scooters are back in circulation and riders must follow the rules of the road. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Greensboro Department of Transportation has contracted Blue Duck to provide a shared e-scooter program in the city. Blue Duck will rent dockless electric scooters and electric bikes to allow students, residents, and visitors to get around town. Riders are expected to follow the rules of the road and obey local traffic laws. Micromobility vehicles are permitted to operate the same as bicycles. Riders must follow state regulations for public roads and the city ordinance that allows bicycles to ride on sidewalks outside of the central business district. The e-scooters and e-bikes are available for rent 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Blue Duck hired a local operations team to manage the fleet of its Greensboro Operations Center. The fleet is placed downtown in areas carefully selected after consulting with city staff. Each device has GPS technology allowing Blue Duck to restrict riding or parking in areas where they are not allowed. To locate and unlock available devices, use the Blue Duck app, which can be downloaded from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. It's important to note riders must complete an online safety tutorial before their first ride. If your household has been financially impacted by COVID-19 and you or someone you know needs help paying rent and/or utilities, you can apply for funds from the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance Program. The city received nearly $9 million to award qualified renters within city limits. Apply for up to 12 months combined emergency rent and/or utility payment assistance per household. Past due, current, and future rental payments will go directly to landlords, as will utilities, and the money does not have to be repaid. Renters may apply or landlords may apply on the renter's behalf. U.S. citizenship is not required to apply. Applications are available online and can be printed in 60 different languages. Visit the city's website for a list of documents that you'll need to attach to the application. The Emergency Rental Assistance Program is coordinated by the Neighborhood Development Department and administered by local partner agencies under contract. Fertilizers can be hazardous to the health of your lawn and the environment when they're not used properly. When too much fertilizer is applied or it's applied incorrectly, it can run off lawns into waterways. This can pollute drinking water, create algae blooms, and destroy aquatic habitats. The decision to fertilize should be based on the health of your plants, the desired rate of growth, and the soil analysis. A soil analysis tells you the soil pH and amounts of nutrients available for plant growth. Be sure to establish a 10 to 30 foot no fertilizer, no pesticide buffer zone along any water's edge. If you want to have your soil tested, visit the county's website to make a request. Memorial Day is considered the official start to summer, and with people eager to spread their vaccinated wings, backyard barbecues will be the natural gathering spot. Coming up after the break, we'll check in with the Greensboro Fire Department to talk about grill safety and how to prepare for the summer swimming pool season. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. As the CDC provides guidelines on how to safely gather this summer season, we also want to provide guidance on what safety measures should be followed when you host or attend gatherings. Joining me now to talk about pool and grill safety is Dee Shelton. She is the Public and Life Safety Educator with the Greensboro Fire Department. Hello, Dee. Welcome back.
Hey, Carla. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I appreciate you joining me. Now, we are all getting ready for the Memorial Day holiday, and it's a really opportune time, I think, for folks to start to get out and about. Remind us of serious pool and water safety issues during the summer months.
A lot of the issues, we already know about the swimming safety and the putting the wings on or the rings to keep you safe or little ones safe and taking pool lessons or swimming lessons. But what we don't think about sometimes is electrical issues, and that is kind of becoming a big thing. The CDC just about drowning states that drowning is the #1 cause, but close behind that is going to be the electrocutions. And so with that, between 2010 and 2018, there were a total of 66 injuries or deaths from electrical hazards around pools or spas.
Wow, that is a staggering number. One is too many in any sort of situation. So what do we need to be aware of to avoid electrical injuries around the pool?
Well, if you're putting in a new pool or a new spa, you want to make sure that the work you do is permitted, because that allows the inspector to come out and make sure that the work that is done correctly. It protects you as the consumer. You also want to make sure that the work that's done is done by a qualified professional. Grounding is a big issue when it comes to the electricity that goes around the pumps and the things that keep your pool running and keep it clean. Some other things is the use of electrical items. There's, a lot of people really want to, use maybe sit out by the pool, the patio, and watch TV or listen to their music, play on their cell phone, things like this. You want to make sure that, if at all possible, you're using a battery-operated item. And if you're having to charge them or run them with electricity, keep them away from the water and keep all electrical cords at least 6 feet away from the water.
Okay, that's easy enough to remember, and certainly batteries would be the safest measure as far as powering a device. Now, are there any signs or things we should look for to let us know whether there are possibly some electrical issues near your swimming pool?
Sure. Of course, tingling. If you're feeling a tingling sensation, that could be a clue that something's going on. If you're in the water and you just feel like, okay, I'm stuck here and I can't move, or maybe you're having some muscle cramps, there could be a larger electrical charge in the water. If you are out in the area of a pool and you see someone either being shocked or can't move, try to kill all the power around to the pool or to any of the electrical items that are around the pool, And if you've got either a fiberglass or a wooden type pole or hook that you could reach out to that person, try to do that. Never jump into the pool of water because that could just cause more problems.
Okay. Now, lifeguards will often ask the swimmers to get out of the water if a storm is brewing. Is it necessary to get out of the water right at that moment?
It is very necessary because electricity is drawn to water, of course. Water is a conductor of electricity. And so if you get out of the pool or the hot tub or the spa, or even at home, if you're in the shower or the tub, it's really just not a good idea. Hands in the dishwasher or dishwater, it's just not a good idea. Just go ahead and clear of the water and take shelter if you're outside.
Now, of course, grilling is going to be that thing that people want to do and gather around the grill, if you would. As more people are getting vaccinated, they're eager to get out and gather again with family and friends. What do we need to know about safely operating either a gas or a charcoal grill?
Placement's big, so make sure that it's always outside. Anything that produces flame should be outside. There are some newer electrical grills that are rated for indoor use, but just remember, if there's a flame, outside is best. You want to make sure that there's no eaves or overhangs above where you're setting up the grill. You want to make sure that there's no overhanging tree limbs, anything like that above you. Make sure that it's placed at least 6 feet or so away from any deck railings or the deck itself. And if you're in an apartment complex in the city of Greensboro, it is illegal to have it on the patio, so you want to kind of go down and into the yard.
Okay, that's good to know. People would probably think they were safe if they were on a patio. Some folks are bold enough to be on a balcony.
Right, and it's not good for the people above you, especially if the flame were to get out of control.
Yes, okay.
You also want to make sure that you're keeping kids and pets at least 3 feet away from the cooking area, just like you do indoors. And make sure when you're lighting the grill, go ahead and open the lid. Don't turn the gas on with the lid closed because it's going to build up the gas. And keep that lid open before you light it, and that would help with that. If you're using any fluid starters, you want to make sure that it's rated for charcoal and not any other type of fuel, because if it's not rated for it, it can be a very hazardous situation. And for gas grills, make sure that your fittings, your hoses, the tanks, everything has been checked for the season. Make sure that there's no leaks, no issues with that. You can use a spray like a bubble detergent with water, and that should, if it's blowing bubbles, we've got a leak. So those are some things to look for.
And charcoal is still used by a lot of people, but after you're done grilling, what do you do with the charcoal?
Yes, make sure that you're putting that in a metal container, because anything else, if that charcoal is still hot, it melts plastic. So if you're sitting it somewhere else, like on a wooden deck,
yeah,
now we've got a problem. And even with a metal container, sitting it on a wooden deck is not good. So you want to sit it out in the grass away, let it cool down, give it 24 to 48 hours before you go to toss that and throw it away. Or if you just want to douse it with water, that would make it safer as well.
Okay, well, thank you, Dee, so much for sharing these life-saving tips for summer season. We want everyone to be safe and certainly get through the summer without any injury or loss of life.
Yes.
And for more fire and life safety information, folks can tune in to your new show, Hot Topics with Fire Educator Dee, right here on GTN.
Yes, we're really excited about that.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council is holding hybrid meetings where they assemble in the council chambers, but the public participates virtually if they want to address the council. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. The City Council meets on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. Mark your calendars for the following dates when city offices and facilities will be closed. Monday, May 31st, the city will observe Memorial Day. For the first time in the city's history, offices will be closed on Friday, June 18th in observance of Juneteenth. The city will observe Independence Day on Monday, July 5th. As a result, Monday trash and recycling collections will take place on Tuesday, and Tuesday's collections will take place on Wednesday. Friday holiday trash and recycling collections will take place on Thursday, and Thursday's collections will take place on Wednesday. For more information, call the contact center at 336-373-CITY. There's still time to take advantage of open streets on Saturday nights. The option continues through the end of May. Shop local and enjoy downtown patio dining along a pedestrian-friendly Elm Street. Shops and restaurants are open from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturdays until May 31st. For more details, visit DGI's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, here's a preview of Action Greensboro's Boomerang Initiative.
Westerwood just is the art and soul of Greensboro is what I call it, really. It's this eclectic, just very diverse, very cultured.
Kind of the same way. I mean, it's an artist neighborhood, and I love like Daniel Park that we're in right now. Beautiful for walking, and Westerwood Tavern, good for hanging out.
My name is Natalie Miller. I'm the owner of the historic Magnolia House in Greensboro, North Carolina. Moved back to take on the family business and to carry on the legacy and do the important work of sharing the historic Magnolia House's narrative and all of the other African American sites here in the area.
I'm Tal Blevins. I'm the owner of Machete Restaurant here in Greensboro, and previously I spent 20 years as a tech journalist in San Francisco. Greensboro really offered us the opportunity to start our own business because it had a lower cost of living, and it also had a lot of open retail area for us to be able to look at. We started as a pop-up out of our house just to kind of test our concept for Machete Restaurant, and then we were able to find a space and we were able to kind of live our dream.
What's really awesome that I was really impressed by when I first moved here to the Westerwood neighborhood, we have this annual event where all of the neighbors are invited to showcase their art on the porch. And you go to these people's houses and you see what they do outside of their 9-to-5 selves, and it's amazing.
So when we were looking for houses in Greensboro and we were driving around Westerwood neighborhood, we love the different architectural styles here. We have a 1920s arts and crafts house, which has got a lot of character, which is something we wanted. We have fantastic neighbors, so it just had all the amenities that we wanted, as well as being close to downtown too.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department is offering painting in the park with youth programmer Miss Shelley Scott. Activities will take place from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. every third Tuesday of the month from May to August. Classes will meet at Picnic Shelter number 5 in Hester Park. The cost is $2 for kids age 10 and younger. Registration is available on the city's website. Children should wear clothes they don't mind getting messed up with paint. Participants are required to maintain social distance. Kids older than 5 must wear a mask when it's not possible to maintain their distance. For more information about this or other children's programs, contact Shelley Scott at 336-373-7757. For more socially distant or virtually safe programs and activities, visit the city's website. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Greensboro Aquatic Center. The facility donated more than 460 cases of bottled water and Coca-Cola soft drinks to Second Harvest Food Bank. The donated products were originally provided by the NCAA through its corporate sponsorships of the 2021 Women's and Men's Swimming and Diving National Championships held at the GAC in March. The Greensboro Aquatic Center saw this as an ideal way to support Second Harvest's new satellite location in East Greensboro and thank the organization for all it does for our community. Please remember, as more places continue to open, wear your face covering, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.